Okay, we have an exceptionally quiet night. It's about 1:30. Then we have the frequencies running in the background. So we have, sounds like a truck idling, which we'll occasionally miss. It sounds like a truck idling in the background with an occasional misfire in the idle. Usually we have a lot more traffic in the evening here. It seems exceptionally quiet compared to other nights. But there's this tower directly across there at that building. There's also a large tower right there. And so that tower does not have any lights on it, but it's directly in front of the camera at this point. We have a high-pitched sound now. There's some action here at the motel. I wouldn't imagine there's very many people that are sleeping right now, though. There's probably a lot of people that are disabled from this frequency. It's very likely these people down here are on speed just by the sound of their voice. So the frequencies they're broadcasting are a little bit lower than they were a couple of nights ago. And I heard them this morning a bit. Okay, so I've actually moved to a different place. I'm about 5 to 7 miles from my original place where that I was before. And so I've noticed if you look inside your inner ear, or if you can listen inside your inner ear, it's completely dark right now. It's probably about 12:30, and I have a street light out there. But if you listen inside your inner ear, you'll be able to hear it. It's how can I describe it? It's sort of like the sound of a microwave humming, and mixed with a sound of a car or truck idling with a miss. So occasionally it'll run and then bub bub bub, and it'll miss. We go hum bub bub bub, and then hum bub bub. It doesn't seem to stay the same. And so one of the reasons that I think they do that is because so that you can't recognize it as a sort of stable broadcast. And so it's sort of more of a kind of a, seems more of a random thing. So for instance, if you have noise in the background, then the interruption in the frequencies are not noticed. It seems to be part of the phenomena that you may be experiencing if there's other noise in the background where you're at. And so the other thing I was thinking is that the interruption in the frequencies also will produce the switching in the brain. And so this gets your brain using switching from one hemisphere to the other rather than staying in one hemisphere to analyze a particular situation. And then also, let's see, they're not as intense here as they were back at the other place I was at, closer to downtown. And then the other thing they probably use the variation for is basically they probably have figured out the brainwave frequencies, and they figured out how not to let the brain go into the deep REM sleep zone. And that is why the frequencies change in the middle of the night when you're normally down into the deep REM sleep zone. So we used to have foghorns out here on the bay, and it reminds me of the foghorns that we used to have, but the foghorns were constant. They'd go and then stop. These will go on, bub bub bub, bub bub bub. It's a very subtle thing. It's not a sort of external audible thing. It's you can hear it in your inner ear. You can't really hear it with your outer ear, like my voice. And so I feel just slight pressure in both my ears. And once again, it's sort of like, also like if you're going up in a plane, or you're driving up a large mountain, and you have that pressure in your ears, and you feel like you should yawn. But in this case, I never yawn, so I don't. It never relieves that pressure. So this is some of the things that I've experienced in the last few days, and it seems to have come on actually, which is only like in the last week here, and it's like beginning mid-September.